Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Gabrielle Newman, and I will be your tefillah leader this lovely Shabbat evening. I'm joined by Yuval on piano, and we're excited to be your team. We're here for you. And I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you're ready to show some more gratitude tonight. I'd like to begin the Shabbat with lighting candles, and I would like to invite Joni to light candles for us on Zoom while I light candles here in our sanctuary. And Aiden, make sure Joni can unmute herself. Okay, there we go. Amen and Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And we begin welcoming Shabbat with the Chunaranana, which can be found on page. I'm getting there. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much. You're all such wonderful people, and I am so thankful to have you all here with me. The Chunaranana can be found on page 130. Lechunaranana l'Adonai nari al-tzur yishenu nekazma fanav betolda bizmirot nari halo nekazma betolda bizmirot nari alo shiru ladonai shir chadash shiru ladonai kol haaretz shiru ladonai baruchu shemo basru miyom leyom Yeshuato sapru v'goyim kivodo bechol ha'amim niflotav yalai 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 dedicate a beautiful song to Shabbat on page 134, Zamru Ladonai. Zamru Ladonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar, hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, Iram hayam omnon, Tevel v'yoshveiva, Haydai neharot, Imcha chav, chav yachar, Harim yiraneinu, Lifnei Adonai kiva, Lishbot haaretz, Yishbot tevel betzedek, ve'amim b'mei sharim. Iram hayam omnon, tevel v'yoshveiva, Haydai neharot, Imcha chav, chav yachad, Harim yiraneinu, chav yachad, Harim yiraneinu. We continue with the beautiful psalm, Mizmor David, found on page 136. Mizmor David, havu l'Adonai b'nei elim, havu l'Adonai kavod ba'oz, havu l'Adonai kavod shemo, yisrachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod, irim Adonai, Adonai hamayim rabim, kol Adonai b'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, vayeshaber Adonai et arzei albanon, vayarkidem כמו עגל לבנון וציון, כמו בן רעמים, כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו כולו אומר כבוד, אומר כבוד, אומר כבוד, כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני נוס לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. And now come, let us welcome the Shabbos bride with Lecha Dodi on page 138. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נעשוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי. בך יחסו עניי עמי, ונבנתה יראתי לה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Now we rise and we face an entrance, a doorway, so that we welcome the Shabbos bride together. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, בני שבת נקבלה. You may be seated. We dedicate one more beautiful song to the welcoming of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir, on page 140. Mizmor Shir liyom ha-Shabbat, tov lehodot Adonai, ulezamer לשמחה עליון, ולזמר לשמחה עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסון ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. צדיק כתמה יפרח בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולאו לטבו. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמדי ורח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו amen. Now we rise in body or in our spirits for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, on page 146, and we face Yerushalayim. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. You may be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. On page 150, we reflect on the everlasting love God has shown us and constantly gives us. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta We continue with the chanting of Ve'ahavta, which can be found on page 154. Please join me. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת אדוני אלוהיכם אמת אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו ואנחנו ישראל עמו. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. When your children witnessed your presence, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moshe, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Micha Mocha, found on page 158. Micha Mocha. מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה לפני משה ומרים זה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקנו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך השכיבנו, we ask God to shelter us with peace. Let us feel that shelter of peace together. Hashkivenu, page 160. Ushmot zetenu uvoenu אתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלום אחד. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. אמן. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הארץ. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת וינפש. Please rise for the Amidah on page 164. Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi yagid, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Hiu l'ratzoni mrefi, v'higyoni bi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. You may be seated. And now we ask for swift and complete recovery for those in need of healing of body, of spirit, of mind, those who are in recovery, and those who need a little extra oomph right now. Please put the names of those you are thinking of in the comments. I am thinking of Jonathan Kazan and Marla Kazan, and I'm thinking of Susan Anguiano. And now please join with me in Misha Berach on page 371. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us sing Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We wish them all a swift and complete recovery, and let us say Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I will be sharing my first professional Devar Torah with you this Shabbat. In Parshat Vayeshev, we observe the family dynamics between Jacob and his many sons. Jacob blatantly displays favoritism towards Joseph, providing him with extra attention and lavish gifts, while his other sons stew in an envious rage, birthed from the pain of not receiving that same loving treatment. They do not communicate how they feel to their father, who holds more responsibility as the elder. Instead, they take their frustration and hurt out on Joseph by treating him poorly and eventually conspiring to kill him. If the sons had communicated regarding their collective pain and feelings of neglect, perhaps Jacob would have listened. Maybe Jacob could have encouraged a dialogue between him and his sons so they could work things out together as a family. Now, wouldn't that have been nice? However, it would not have provided us with the conflict that sets Joseph on his path to greatness. There is something to be said about how lack of communication is the most common device used to create conflict. The Little Mermaid literally gets her voice taken away No communication there. Mamma mia, Donna could have totally said, I don't know which of them is your father, and neither do they. Romeo and Juliet. Need I say more? There is a reason why the lack of communication trope is so common. Communication is extremely difficult. It is even more difficult when it involves people we care deeply for, when it involves our superiors, when our family disagrees strongly, when we might hurt a friend, when we might get hurt. The key to stable and sustainable relationships, whether familial, romantic, platonic, professional, or otherwise, is communication. In familial relationships, it is common to avoid conversations that may upset family members. This might be why Joseph's brothers did not come forward to Jacob and discuss their feelings. Well, I suppose men were only recently given permission to have and express feelings and not exist solely as flaming blobs of testosterone and fury. Avoiding emotional expression is not healthy for anyone. Because their jealousy, frustration, and hurt was never articulated and processed, they tossed away their brother and caused their father unimaginable pain. The Lubavitcher Rebbe said, a person's thoughts exist only within their own mind until they are translated into verbal communication and attain a separate existence. This statement may seem obvious, but I encourage you to reflect on it for a moment. Think of a time when your thoughts would have been more helpful as a separate existence. I am sure we have all experienced times when we think to ourselves, boy, it sure would have been helpful if I had outwardly communicated that. Since the beginning of COVID times, my partner Joseph has been working from home while I also attend online classes. His work requires many phone calls, so I cannot have him talking people through tech issues in the background while I'm trying to translate the Birkat Hamazon for class. He set up a makeshift work desk for me in our modest room so I could have a space to work and zoom into my classes. Over time, it got really claustrophobic, and I felt like I was relegated to a tiny corner while Joseph and our friend and roommate Ren got to use the full range of the house. I didn't want to say anything because they were experiencing their own hardships. Eventually, I got to a point where I couldn't hold my feelings in anymore, and they were unleashed upon my friend and my partner. They were shocked and upset that I hadn't told them how I felt earlier. They said if I wanted more time outside my confined workspace, do classes at my actual desk, exercise in the living room, all I needed to do was let them know. I could have saved myself from several months of discomfort and sadness. Had the brothers communicated their thoughts and feelings to their father Jacob and brother Joseph, they could have prevented years of pain and separation. As I said, communication is hard, but dealing with the pain and brokenness in the absence of communication is so much worse. May we be mindful of our thoughts and feelings. May we have the strength to communicate them, and may they be received with chen, chesed, and rachamim, grace, kindness, and compassion. And now we continue our Shabbat service with Aleinu on page 586. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו at this point in our service, we take time to honor the memory of those that we have lost. We think of those who are in the Shiva period, the first 7 days of mourning, those in the first 30 days, those in the first year, and those observing a yard site. And if you are remembering a loved one, please write their names in the chat if you're on Zoom, in the comments if you're on Facebook or YouTube. And if you're here in person, you may share the name. And I am remembering Joe Anguiano. And now let's join together with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh, ve'yamlich malchuteh, ve'chayichon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. V'yimru. Amen. You may be seated. And now, it is time for Kiddush. Let me grab my Kiddush cup. I'll be right back. And the Kiddush can be found on page 122 and 123. There we go. Vayaref vayiboker yom hashishi vayachu hashemayim ve'aretz v'chol tzeva'am vayachal Elohim b'yom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot b'yom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayekadesh oto ki vo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot. Savri maranan v'rabanan v'rabotai nisei l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzah banu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. And now, announcements. 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 Welcome to Shabbat with me, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. So, Hanukkah is November 28th, this Sunday, until December 6th. And what we have going on is the Hanukkah Parade of Lights, which will be Wednesday, December 1st. And there will be car decorating. This is at Temple Beth Tikvah. There will be car decorating. And then you'll go to Emerald Court. And then there will be a candle lighting at Temple Beth Tikvah. And it'll be so awesome. And it says, everyone is invited to join us to decorate our cars with Hanukkah decorations and bring gift bags to those in Emerald Court. So you'll bring gift bags with you. And then we have the Carnival of Lights, which will be Saturday, December 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. It says, bring the whole family to enjoy an evening Havdalah celebration for Hanukkah with your TBT community. I know there's going to be a latke cook-off, and I hear the award is very interesting. And let's see, so many Hanukkah things to do at the Carnival of Lights. And make sure you RSVP. And then, what's this? I see Ad Hanukkah, a cabaret, happening the evening of Sunday, December 5th. And there's a cocktail hour at 4, and then the cabaret starts at 5. And the cocktail hour, there will be hors d'oeuvres, I heard. And also, it is themed like a cocktail party / piano bar / cabaret. So if you're coming, please dress the part. It's more fun that way. Who's singing? Featuring TBT Cantorial Fellow Gabrielle Newman. Why, that's me. Oh, my goodness. All right, I guess I better start practicing. All right. Tickets are $18 a person. Childcare is available. And please RSVP. Space is limited. I believe we are limiting it to 60 people. So if you have not yet RSVP'd, please do so. The link is in the tidbit somewhere. All right. There we go. And now, I would like to conclude our Shabbat evening with Magalu. And I wanted once again to thank you all for joining us. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be leading with Rabbi Daniel Levine. And he is such a wonderful, wonderful mensch, wonderful rabbi. So please join us tomorrow morning as well. And there are no other announcements. And this is where Rabbi Nico says, and I will also say, because I also believe in what this says, Adonai os le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. God will give strength unto God's people. God will bless God's people with peace. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Magadlu Mahasachaya Me'od Amku Machshevotecha Magadlu Mahasachaya Me'od Amku Machshevotecha Shabbat Shalom, everyone. If you're on Zoom, you may stay on and chat with me for a little bit.